Okay, hello. So, today we are going to start with a review of our quiz that we did, and I printed out the quiz so we can go through it question by question. So, first thing that we need our highlighters. You remember this from M3, we need highlighters so that we can highlight our keywords. Okay, so let's get started with question number 1. Now these questions may not be in the exact same order as you had them in the quiz. As you know, the quiz is shuffled, but the first question, let's have a look. What's the punctuation mark used for? So the first question that we have, what is a full stop used for? Right, let's have a look there. First one, at the end of a sentence. At the end of a sentence, yes, I know that is true, so I can tick this one. Then after some abbreviations, yes, some abbreviations. Very important that you see this word over here, some abbreviations, not all of them. Then over here on this side, let me just move my camera a little bit. On this side, after all the different acronyms, usually not after all the acronyms. So there you can see the word after. Immediately you can scratch this out because that is wrong. We don't use full stops after all the acronyms. And then the next one, to separate clauses in a sentence. There, clauses, that's your keyword, clauses. Well, we do not use full stops to separate clauses. That would be a comma. So I have two options for the first one. Okay. Now, if you have chosen any one of the two, you get the mark. Okay. Right, let's have a look at question number 2. Question number 2. When do I use a comma? A comma. Right, so there is my important part, a comma. Let's read. To separate some clauses, like between a dependent and an independent clause. Yes, that's true. The next one, between items in a listing. Yes, that's true. I know they're numbered A, B, C, D. I just like to go down this side. Doesn't matter as long as you tick all of them. Let's see. At the end of a sentence. That's wrong. That's absolutely wrong. And to show that we are quoting the direct, only quoting. No. That word quoting, that is quotation marks. Right, that would be quotation marks. So we already know those two are wrong. Now guys, what I'm doing over here is a very, very good technique that you can use when you do your test. Immediately look for the answers that are wrong and cross them out. Now in the actual test, I know now it's a little bit difficult because we are doing things online, but when you have a paper test, you are allowed to use your darling lighters, and you are allowed to cross things out. If you know for sure they are wrong, cross them out, because I know we are the arts class, we are not the mathematics class, but statistics will teach you that if you have 4 options, it's 1 out of 24. If you delete 2 of them, it is more than 50% chance that you will be correct, assuming that there's only one answer, okay? But statistically, it means that there is a more than 50%, not just 50%, but more than 50% chance that you will actually guess the right answer. So a way to approach different questions would be to always look first, before you do anything else, you look at the wrong answers first. Okay, let's go to question number 3. Question number 3 says the following. We use a colon, right? So, colon, let's have a look. Before a listing, especially when they are in bullet form, yes, that's absolutely true. At the end of a sentence, now we already established that would be a full stop or a period. You can use any one of the two, okay? I like to use full stop, but if you are if you are used to using period, that's fine. That's fine. They're exactly the same thing. At the end of every independent clause, no, that is not true. Absolutely not. And at the end of a compound sentence, oh dear, no, no, no. Look at that. We were actually able to delete 3 of the 4 options. Okay, so let's have a look at number 4. Number 4, choose a word. Keywords. What do I do? Choose word that is similar in meaning. That is similar in meaning. Okay, what is the one that we are looking at? In a clumsy manner. In a clumsy manner. Okay, so remember we did these vocabularies in the class. We looked at all of them in the class, those verbs that are what we call descriptive verbs. Verbs that are better than just she fall over. Okay, she fall over. No, she stumbled. She stumbled. So in this case, the word stumble. Flew means to go out very quickly, to pass by very quickly. Hurdled, oh, definitely not. And slouched, not. Okay, so we can delete all these words. Okay, because none of them are related to clumsy. Clumsy. None of them are related to clumsy, so we can delete them immediately. Okay, let's have a look at number 5. Choose a sentence that is similar in meaning. Okay, again, our action word is choose. Choose. And again, use your highlighter and highlight the key words for you. Highlight this one, even though it is underlined. You can still highlight it so it really jumps out of the page. This is a great way to make sure that you are absolutely up to date and aware of what the requirements are and what you need to do. Okay, so let's read together. Remember, stop and read. Stop and read. Choose the sentence that is similar in meaning. Having had nothing to do, he walked around the shopping mall without any intention. So when we walk around and we don't really know where we are going, let's see, bolted. No, that's very fast. When you bolt comes from the word lightning bolt, right? Like Harry Potter's tattoo on his face. Okay, so this is a lightning bolt. And Thailand has beautiful lightning, sometimes a little bit scary, but beautiful. I love watching the lightning. So how does lightning work? Well, lightning is very quick. It's not something that is slow. Lightning strikes the highest point that it can find. It strikes something where it can discharge the electricity. So bolted is an action that talks about something really fast, very powerful, very intentional. But this is walk around without any intention. Let's see, dashed. Dashed is like a little sausage dog, Dachshund. I absolutely love sausage dogs. And what they do is dash. They dash around, right? So this is when you have a dog and the dog really wants to go play or wants to go outside in the morning. You open the gate and out the door. There goes your dog. That is dash. Okay, so 2 options out already. Next one, having had nothing to do, he sauntered. Sauntered means to walk around lazily, coming from the word lazy, not really want to go anywhere. That could be a possible one. And the next one, stumble. We already had stumble before. Stumble said when you trip over something, you stumble. So we know it cannot be stumble. He didn't stumble. He walked around. There it says right there, walked around. So again, the only option that is left is sauntered. Okay, right, let's go to our next question. Just a moment as I turn the page. Okay, right. Here we go. Let's have a look. Once the dog saw the squirrel, it ran out of the house very fast. Very fast. Jumped over the fence and started barking. Let's have a look. First one, once the dog saw the squirrel, it hurdled. Hurdled? No, hurdled has a different meaning. Hurdled doesn't have to do with very fast, so hurdled is out. Once the dog saw the squirrel, it flew out of the house. Flew. We said this one means like when you drive your car, and if you if you are like me, you drive very slowly. I don't know why people always tell me I drive extremely slowly. And you have these nasty drivers with the black smoke that comes out of the of the truck's exhaust system, right? The exhaust system, those kind of trucks, and they go and they go very quickly past you. That's flew, very quick. It's a quick action. So that's actually a possible answer. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that one. Next one. Once the dog saw this squirrel, it slouched. Slouch is a way of sitting. It's how many students sit in the class. Shoulders bent forward, their backs are bent forward, and it's not a very good upright position. Also, slouching is actually really bad for your back. You should always pull your shoulders back, use your chest, open up your chest for easy breathing, in a very good upright position. That would be wrong. Slouching has to do with sitting. Once the dog saw it sauntered, we already said sauntered is a very slow process. It's very unintentional. Unintentional, that's very important, because here they say it saw the squirrel, ran out the door, jumped over the fence, there's my fence, jumped over the fence and started barking. Woof, woof, woof. Okay, so we only have one answer. Okay, let's go on. Number 7. Choose the best word. This word is written the way it would sound. We call that onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is when you write a word, for example, woof. Woof is not a word, it's not a noun, it's not an adjective, it's onomatopoeia. It is the sound of something. We call that onomatopoeia. So this word is written the way it would sound. That is plonk down, plonk in, plonk up, plonk off. So plonk is the word that we look at. Plonk. You can even hear it. Plonk. Okay. Now, let's have a look. It means to loudly fall down. Fall down. Like in a sofa at the end of the day. So did you plonk down? Maybe. Plonk in? No. You can't plonk in. Plonk up? Well, that word doesn't even make sense. To plonk up. To plonk off. I've never heard that expression before. So the only one that we are left with is number 7. Number 7. Okay. And again, these were all words from your textbook. Words that we have done in the class. Okay. Number 8. Choose the best word. Again, there's your keyword choose. So keep on highlighting. I stop highlighting, but please keep on highlighting all the questions, right? It will really, really help you. To show the intention of staying put, you are not planning on moving. Right, to slump over. Slump over means just fall down. Like Cinderella. What? Sleeping Beauty. Ariel. Like Sleeping Beauty, after she touched the needle of the spindle, she touched it and she just fell over. Ow. So not this one. Settle in. Settle in, yes. To settle in, that's a possible answer. Let's see. Perch. Perch is like a bird. When you sit on a tree. Excuse my drawing skills, but I am no artist at all. But if you sit on a tree ready to fly off, you are ready to jump and fly, that's perch. So no. And to tower. To tower is like my dear brother. My brother is quite tall. He's like 192 centimeters tall, and I am 177. So to tower means to stand very close to each other and then like overwhelm or dominate the smaller person. To tower means to really rise up and tower over somebody, to stand over somebody. Okay, the next one. Describe the correct word. Describe a very tall person standing close. We just did it. So we look for tower. Tower over. To pose. No, to pose is what models do. To tower under. That doesn't make sense, right? That doesn't make sense. It's a very tall person standing close to another person. To protrude. To protrude. So if you look in your book, let me quickly get my book here. Just 1 second. Let me just grab my book here. So in our book that we did, this one, when we look at protrude, that is on page 20. Page 20. So let's have a look at the meaning of the word protrude. Protrude. To stand in a way that stands out from the rest of the crowd. For example, this is like you do something so that you stand out from the rest of the crowd. That's protrude. So we see, let me move this up. Okay. So we see that to stand out in a way that otherwise, back to this one. Describe a very tall person standing over. We said that is to tower over. To tower over someone. Okay. The next one. Choose the correct word. To stand out in a way that breaks an otherwise smooth surface. To break an otherwise smooth surface. Okay. So for this one, number 10, let's see. To jut. Could be. To rise. No. To rise means to go up. To protrude, yeah, it's because we have this clue here. This clue over here makes protrude not. If you just say to stand out in a crowd, that would be possible. But because it is a smooth surface, to tower, we already said no. So the only one left is jut. And ladies and gentlemen, this is how you can further improve your scores in the test by going through the answers one by one. Know your vocabulary. Vocabulary is something that you have to use, okay? If you don't use it, you are going to forget it. So that's the first thing about vocabulary. And then the greatest way to get your vocabulary and really expand your vocabulary is reading. Okay, let's go on. Choose the correct word. Somebody that stands out in a crowd. Somebody that stands out in a crowd. We've talked about this. Protrude. Okay, right. Quarter way through. Let's go. To choose the correct, choose the correct word. To speak slowly and lazily with prolonged vowel sounds. There is your key word. You speak like Dory. When you speak whale, basically, right? Whale. Like in Finding Nemo. Before your time, maybe? I'm not sure. Okay, but that's how people speak. Sometimes people really stretches their vowels. They're lazy to speak. Whisper, it is definitely not, because whisper is a very soft sound like this. Okay, preach. Preach is when you, it's what I do in the class. Preach is when you try to teach a lesson to somebody with very, very strong emotion. To stutter is a speech deficiency. It's when you can't say certain sounds like k or t. Usually with the more explosive sounds, we do see that with explosive sounds, we have stuttering. For example, somebody would say, I was trying. That is stutter. And please, people, never make fun of stuttering. Stuttering is very, very serious, and people are born that way, so we should not make fun of stuttering. Okay, right, so we're back to one option. Next one. Choose a word to replace the underlined part of a sentence. After coming late, my mom talked with me seriously. Oh, my mom talked with me seriously. Let's have a look. Number 13. To preach, to stutter. We already know stutter, that's not that one. Whisper. If you come home late, for sure, your mom is not going to whisper. She is not going to whisper at all. Okay, then to prattle. Prattle is a word that we use that, number one, people talk a lot, but they say very little. Okay, so people have a lot and they talk, but they kind of like, if this is your I'm off camera. So if this is your topic, the way that people talk is they talk all around the topic, but they don't actually get to the topic. And sometimes, you know, the best way to go to a place is a direct line, right? So people often, they talk all around the topic, but they don't actually get to the point. It's like, hey, make a point, right? Make a point. So prattle is definitely not related to this. Mom wants to talk with me seriously. Mommy is going to preach for us. Okay. The next one. Choose the best word. The baby made me, she was so cute with the butterfly sitting on her head. The baby made me, because she was so cute with the butterfly sitting on her head. Okay, let's have a look. Snicker. The first one is snicker. So what does snicker mean? This is why you have to absolutely know your vocabulary. Okay, so the word snicker. Snicker is some, I don't know, snicker is kind of rude. Snicker is when you laugh at someone, but you laugh in a way that mocks them. Okay, you are mocking that person. So it's like, like that, right? Sorry for the rude sound. But yeah, snicker is not a very polite thing to do. Fly. The baby made me fly. That I would like to see. The baby made me giggle. Giggle is okay, like that. That's a giggle. And the baby made me whisper. That doesn't make me that doesn't make any sense. So like that. Okay. The next one, number 15. Number 15. Choose the correct word. That prank is the funniest I've ever seen. It truly was dash does not make sense at all. A prank is the funniest one. It truly was dash has got to do with running. So I don't get how dash and prank, that is funny, can go together. It was. Now, if this is the prank, let's put the prank in a box. I am looking for a word that describes the prank. That prank. Now, this is where our noun phrase comes in. That is a determiner. So, prank is a noun. Okay? And determiners, remember, determiners talk about nouns. So, they are adjectives. Prank is an adjective. Determiners are adjectives. They form part of the adjectives group. And prank is a thing. The prank. That prank. This prank. Okay. So prank is a thing. That's a noun. So I'm looking for a word, some word that describes a noun. So I'm looking for an adjective. Okay, so let's see. Giggle is a verb, so I can throw that away. And smile is a verb, I can throw that away. Dash is a verb, I can throw that away. Oh, hello. Look at that. We have deleted all our options. And this is what I meant with think about what you are doing. Always ask yourself, what am I doing and why am I doing this? So hysterical is the only one that's an adjective. So even if you didn't know the correct answer, if you don't know what hysterical means, now's a good time to find out. Hysterical means laugh without control. Really. It's like you laugh until the teardrops comes out and you fall on the ground and you keep on laughing because it is so funny. Okay. Right, the next one. Choose a word similar in meaning. He was very scared. He was very scared. First of all, you can ask yourself, what kind of word is this? This is talking about he. He is a pronoun. Any word, remember pronouns, even though they are grouped in their own little box, they are still nouns now. Pro plus noun. Pronoun. Okay? So any word that talks about a noun or a pronoun is an adjective. It is an adjective. So scared. I'm looking for adjectives. Okay, now we see fright, that's an adjective. Terrific is an adjective. And terrified, that's an adjective. Fright, F-R-E-I-G-H-T. That is what airplanes carry. Okay, so that's what's on an airplane. Okay. Well, that's good. We managed to delete one option just on parts of speech. Very scared. So I'm looking for a word that is going to be something scary. A word that describes someone that's scary. Terrific means very good. So based on the meaning of the word terrific, I can throw that one away. We are left with two words. Fright and terrified. Adjective. Fright is a noun. You got a fright. Got a fright. So this is always a fright. That's a noun. So we can throw that one out. Even though the meaning is related, not the same, but related to scared, this is a noun. Oh, and I just deleted all my options. Okay, so terrified. The next one. For the next one, let's have a look. Choose a word or expression similar in meaning. There was a very bad storm last night. It was raining very much. Okay, so let's start with the first one. A very bad. Terrifying? Yeah. Terrible? Yeah. Terrific? Definitely not terrific. Terrific is a good word. Livid. Livid means very angry. Okay? It means very angry. So livid is not going to be an option for this one. Okay. So now we have two options left. Terrifying, terrible. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. Storm last night. It was raining very much. If something is cloudy, it doesn't mean it's raining. Like, okay, today is Wednesday morning, Wednesday the 14th of July. I look outside the window and I see that, yeah, it's quite cloudy in Ratchaburi, but it is not raining. It is not raining. So cloudy is not going to work because this says raining very much. So the only one that's left, pouring. Pouring. Okay, let's go. Question number 18. Question number 18. Here we go. Choose a word similar in meaning. He is an old, cheap person. Now this is cheap as in not the gift was cheap or this t-shirt is cheap. This is somebody who doesn't like to spend money. Again, it's an adjective. So we're going to look at our first group of words. Stingy is an adjective. Expensive is an adjective. Heartbreaking, yeah. Okay, so they are all adjectives. Now, let's see. Cheap. Cheap talks about money, monetary value, and in this specific case, not wanting to spend that money. So young and heartbreaking has got nothing to do with that. It's got nothing to do with money at all. Now we are left with two. Cheap, expensive. They are opposites of each other. And clearly it says there, similar meanings. Similar meanings. So expensive is out and stingy. Even if you didn't know the answer is stingy, stingy is the only one that is left. Okay. Right. Next question, number 19. Choose a word similar in meaning. And this is where your highlighters come in really handy, when you highlight that. So that in cases like this where you have opposites, you can really see the word similar jump up from the page. Choose a word similar in meaning. They were a very poor family. So I'm looking for a word that's got to do with money. Let's check our parts of speech first. Very poor. Very is an adverb, adjective. So I'm looking for something adjective-like to describe the family, because this whole thing that I put in here needs to describe the family, right? And that's why I asked you guys before to draw these arrows. Look for it. Short is an adjective. Penniless is an adjective. Inadequate. People. People is a noun, so we can throw out people. Now I look for something very poor, no money. Inadequate, maybe, but also not maybe, right? That's not a really good one. Inadequate just means not enough. They were an inadequate family, means they were a family that was just not enough. They didn't, get along. It was just a bad family situation. But that's very far away from poor family, because we do find that families that are poor are often very close to each other. They may not have PlayStations and Xboxes and Nintendos and stuff, but they usually have very, very good relationships, in most cases, with each other in the family. So inadequate, They were a short family. I don't know about you, but I've never heard something being a short family, unless we are talking about a family full of short people, So, penniless. Penny is from currency. In American dollars, you have pennies. Please don't ask me how much a penny is. I think it's like maybe 10 cents. I'm not sure. I've never used dollars, so I don't know. But I know pennies are from the dollars. Okay, so it refers to money. Zeus was a very powerful god. Choose a word that is similar in meaning. He was very powerful. Very powerful. Again, we are going to replace that with something to describe what kind of god he was. He was a strong god, yes. Aggressive. Aggressive and powerful are not related. Aggressive means angry. Okay? So that is not going to work. A mighty. Ooh, this is a good one. Mighty. Mighty means to have a lot of power. Okay? Happy? Well, no. They are not similar in meaning. So I have to choose between strong and mighty. Now, the word powerful can refer to strength, but it can also refer to having power over the other gods. Okay, as we know, Zeus was the god of gods. He was like the leader of all the gods. So he was more than just strong. He was more than just strong, and also I don't think he was actually that strong, as he used lightning bolts to help him. So I would say in this case, if you have to choose mighty, mighty also means strong, but it also means influential. Influential. Okay? Influential and and strong. Okay. So mighty is a better description. It is a better, more complete description because it contains strong inside it as well. So that is the best option. Number 21. Choose the correct opposite. Opposite, right? Opposite. Okay. Angry. Angry. So let's see. Angry can be delighted, yes. Can be furious. No, furious and angry is the same. So it's not opposite. So doesn't make sense. Delightful. Delightful. With the word delightful is used to describe things like your fruits, your vegetables. Food can be delightful. An evening company can be delightful. So the opposite here would be delighted. Delighted. Okay, delighted. Why do I choose delighted, not delightful? Delightful talks about something else. It talks about the thing that causes the action, the feeling. So here I'm talking about the thing